Have you ever wondered what happens when the body starts to change over the years? When the signs of time appear, we not only face transformations in our appearance, but also profound impacts on relationships and emotions. For my husband and me, this journey has become a lesson in love, acceptance, and the unexpected joys of intimacy in old age. Sex in adulthood is not like the youthful days filled with passion, but it carries a different kind of beauty. A beauty that comes from deep understanding and a strong spiritual connection. In this story, I want to share how we learned to love not only the changed body, but also the soul and heart that have matured over time. This is a journey that is not easy, but full of meaning and inspiration for anyone seeking understanding and hope in love at any stage of life. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest content. Your support means so much to us. If you find this video valuable, please give it a like to help spread our message. I'm also very eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy this content, please comment 1 below. If it's not for you, leave a 0 instead. Your feedback is very important, as it helps me create better videos suited to your preferences. Now, let's get started. Hello, my name is Sarah Mitchell. I have lived a long life full of challenges, joys, and lessons that only time can teach. With silver hair and wrinkles, my body now tells the stories of a fulfilled life. Today I want to share with you a topic that not everyone dares to talk about, yet it profoundly affects many couples as we grow older: the change in penis size. It might be an awkward subject, but I believe that discussing it openly is incredibly important. Aging is not something to be feared. It is a natural part of life, and we should embrace it with wisdom. As time passes, our bodies, including the penis, undergo changes. These changes can make many people feel less confident, frustrated, or even confused. However, the story of my husband and I have taught me that these changes do not necessarily signify the end of intimacy or pleasure. When I was young, like many other girls, I thought that sex and intimacy were inherently tied to physical vitality. When I met the man who became the love of my life, his beauty captivated me not just because of his appearance, but also because of the confidence and energy he exuded. One of the things that enthralled me from the beginning was the size of his penis. It was large and strong, always making me feel fulfilled and satisfied every time we were intimate. During the early years of our marriage, we had an intense and passionate sex life. I remember those days when both of us were healthy enough to make love continuously for hours every day, anywhere, in the living room, the kitchen, the garage, and even in the park. Those times when he made me climax so quickly remain sweet memories deeply etched in my mind. Whenever I recall them, I vividly feel the joy of those moments as an unforgettable, sweet memory. However, as time went on, our bodies changed, and the way we were intimate began to change as well. This affected not just our bodies, but also the way we felt and connected with each other, from moments of intimacy to how we expressed our love for one another. The first noticeable change was the reduced firmness of my husband's erections during sex. At first, we both thought it was a temporary phenomenon, perhaps due to stress or fatigue. But as time went on, the situation did not improve. The erections were no longer as reliable as they used to be, sometimes appearing and disappearing before we could fully enjoy them. This left a profound sense of disappointment, as if an essential part of our bond had been lost. Moments that were once filled with passion now left an emptiness, a lack that neither of us knew how to fill. It made me feel hollow, as if the once strong connection between us was now eroded by time and these unwanted changes. It was in those intimate moments that I began to notice the change in size. It was a difficult thing to accept, not just for him but also for me. Every time we were intimate, it felt as though my body was waiting for fullness, a satisfaction that never fully arrived. My vulva felt unfulfilled, as if it was yearning for a connection that his body had once provided, but could no longer fully satisfy. That longing was not just physical, but also for a deeper connection that I felt was gradually slipping away. I remember the first time we talked about it. My husband, who had always been the epitome of confidence, suddenly became quiet and evasive. He was no longer open when talking about our sex life, and that made me realize how much this change was affecting him emotionally. He began to feel insecure, believing that he could no longer satisfy me as he once did. It was a sense of shame he had never experienced before, and it broke my heart. Seeing my partner emotionally distance himself, I understood that sex was not just a physical connection, but also an important part of the love and bond we had built over the years. I started taking the time to research and learn about what was happening. I wanted to know how I could help him feel better about himself, and what I discovered completely changed the way I viewed the issue. I learned that the reduction in penis size with age is a completely normal phenomenon. Over time, the body loses some elasticity, hormone levels change, and blood flow decreases, all of which can affect size and firmness. But the most important thing I realized was that these changes did not mean the end of pleasure or intimacy. I decided to face this issue by having an open conversation with him. One evening, after a quiet dinner, I sat down next to him, held his hand, and told him that I understood what he was going through. I said that he didn't need to feel ashamed, that our bodies change over time, and that it was normal. What mattered to me wasn't his physical appearance or abilities, but the bond we shared. I wanted him to know that I loved him for who he was, for his kindness, his care, and the love he had always shown me. At that moment, something changed. I saw his eyes gradually soften, as if a part of the burden in his heart had been lifted. We began to focus more on emotional connection, exploring new ways to express love and intimacy. It was in the form of long hugs, deep conversations, and simple yet meaningful moments we spent together. This change not only renewed our relationship, but also made our love deeper and more meaningful than ever. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. We realize that pleasure is not limited to erections or any specific physical expression. It also lies in the ways we discovered new ways to touch each other, communicate, and enjoy each other's presence. We started trying alternative approaches, such as him using his hands to caress my body, creating waves of pleasure from gentle to intense touches. He also used his tongue to stimulate sensitive areas like my nipples and clitoris, allowing me to feel closeness and passion in an entirely new way. Long hugs, prolonged kisses, and gentle foreplay that we might have rushed through in the past now became the center of our connection. These moments not only refreshed our love but also opened new paths for us to understand each other better. Gradually, I noticed my husband beginning to feel safer with his body. This didn't happen immediately. It was a slow and patient process. Bit by bit, he learned to accept himself as he was, without trying to fight or deny the changes brought by time. Together, we discovered that this acceptance not only freed him from the pressure to be perfect, but also allowed us to rediscover intimacy in a more natural and complete way. Contrary to the belief that these changes would reduce satisfaction in our sex life, we found that sex actually became more meaningful. By focusing on emotional connection and mutual joy, we were no longer bound by the physical expectations that often accompany youth. This allowed us to fully enjoy the moments we shared without worrying or being fixated on unnecessary standards. One of the most valuable lessons we learned through this journey is that intimacy isn't confined to what happens in the bedroom. It's present in how we treat each other every day, in the moments of listening, in warm words, and in how we support each other through life's challenges. These changes taught us that true love is not about holding on to what once was, but about learning to love all that is changing and growing. It is true that men are often pressured by society to maintain an image of masculinity throughout their lives. These pressures can become overwhelming, especially as their bodies begin to change over time. But what I want every man to know is that their value is not measured by size or physical strength. Their true worth lies in the way they love, care for, and emotionally connect with their partner. That, I believe, is what creates a lasting and meaningful relationship far beyond any standard imposed by society. As we navigated these changes together, I realized that what truly matters is not what we lose, but how we learn and grow from it. Along that journey, we discovered a love deeper and more enduring than ever before. I realize that even though we cannot go back to the youthful days of passionate love, we can still create a new love, deeper and more meaningful. Love is not based on perfection, but on acceptance, effort, and an unwavering determination to hold on to each other through every stage of life. Each time we are intimate, even though our sexual encounters are no longer as frequent as before, they have become more profound in ways I never imagined. Erection or orgasm is no longer the focus. Instead, it is the connection and the feeling of being present with one another that matters most. We touch each other with purpose, not to chase physical pleasure, but to celebrate the enduring love that has withstood the challenges of time. Every hug and every touch feels like a reminder that although our bodies have changed, our hearts still beat in unison. We began exploring new ways to share joy, ways we might never have considered before. Sometimes it's as simple as bathing together by candlelight or lying beside each other sharing funny stories. We realize that intimacy doesn't always need a specific goal. It lies in simply being together, feeling each other's breath, and sharing each heartbeat. This allowed us to free ourselves entirely from external expectations and simply savor the present moment. One of the things I am most grateful for in these years is the ability to be vulnerable with each other. We've learned to open up more, sharing even our deepest fears. My husband told me how difficult it was to accept his body. He had felt inadequate in a world where masculinity is often defined by the size and function of a penis. But through our conversations, he came to realize that his worth does not lie in such shallow standards, but in the love, care, and sincerity he brings to our relationship. As for myself, I was honest with him too. I shared that while the physical changes initially surprised me, they never diminished the love or desire I felt for him. On the contrary, facing and overcoming these changes together has made our bond stronger than ever. We've learned to communicate better, not just to understand each other in the bedroom, but also in daily life. Honest conversations and mutual care have become the keys to keeping our love alive, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Our love now feels like a gentle melody, no longer marked by the dramatic crescendos of youth, but filled with harmony and depth. It is a mature love, where every day spent together serves as a reminder that we are still writing our story, despite the challenges of time and the inevitable changes of the body. We have gradually become more aware that nurturing each other's emotions is the foundation of a lasting relationship. Our souls and bodies are inseparable, and we've come to understand that sex is not merely a physical act, but an extension of the emotional and spiritual connection we have built together over the years. As that bond deepens, the joy we experience becomes more fulfilling than anything physical perfection could ever provide. For my husband, this journey has also been a turning point for him to learn to love and care for himself more. He started paying attention to his overall health, focusing not only on sexual health, but also on adopting a more balanced lifestyle. He diligently follows a healthy diet, maintains regular physical activity, and practices relaxation techniques to reduce stress. These changes have improved not only his physical health, but also brought a sense of mental peace. Ironically, this newfound peace has unexpectedly enhanced our sex life. With reduced stress and anxiety, his body responds more naturally in intimate moments, making our times together more complete and authentic. However, these changes did not come easily or quickly. It has been a long journey filled with ups and downs, moments of doubt, and small victories. There are still days when he feels frustrated with his body, moments when insecurity resurfaces unexpectedly. But those instances are becoming fewer as we continue to work on strengthening our relationship. We've also learned to use humor as a wonderful ally. If something doesn't go as planned in the bedroom, we simply laugh, hug each other, and continue enjoying the moment without letting any pressure overshadow the joy. The moment we realized that life doesn't have to be so serious, everything suddenly became lighter and more meaningful. Life is full of imperfections, and it is precisely those imperfections that make it beautiful. As we continue to grow older, our relationship continues to evolve. It is no longer centered solely on physical intimacy, but has grown into a deeper connection. The light touches, the gentle words, and the small yet meaningful gestures of love. Every day together serves as a reminder that our love is ever changing, maturing, and enriching both of our lives. The journey through the changes in my husband's body has become a valuable lesson in acceptance, patience, and love. We have learned to look beyond the standards of beauty and performance imposed by society, focusing instead on what truly matters: connection, intimacy, and mutual respect. The changes in his body are not a loss, but an opportunity for us to explore and grow together. Each change is a doorway to new ways of expressing love and deepening our bond. Today, as I look back on our journey, I feel nothing but profound gratitude. While youth and passionate intensity have their own place, mature love brings beauty and serenity that only time can create. This is a love that has endured the test of time, stronger and deeper than ever before. For anyone facing similar changes, my message is simple. Don't be afraid. Talk about it, embrace it, and cherish what your body is going through. Aging is a natural part of life, and with the right mindset, every stage can bring joy and meaning, just as the ones before it did. Masculinity, connection, and true joy do not come from societal standards of appearance or size, but from the ability to love and be loved, to accept and be accepted. That is the true gift of growing older, and it is the greatest happiness of my life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this topic. Have any thoughts or personal experiences to share? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join our community for more empowering content. Thank you for watching, and until next time, embrace the journey with confidence.